A little John Cougar for us this morning. Kathy Helbig joins us. She is a real estate guru, joins us each and every Thursday to check in with us. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning, guys.
What are we talking about today?
We're talking about how to have a great home inspection and not make the big mistakes that everyone typically makes this time of the year when it's the mad rush to get in and grab your houses up. And
Right.
everybody's overpaying for houses right now, so all of a sudden reality hits them during the building inspection phase.
Right. Okay.
So big mistakes that people make is, number one, hiring the wrong inspector. So you want to make sure you hire an ASHI certified inspector, somebody that has some experience behind him. A lot of times what we see happen is my uncle's a carpenter, they're in the union,
Really?
my cousin's a builder, we're just going to have them walk through, that type of thing. Because sometimes right now you're starting to see the inspectors book up a little bit.
Right.
So when you're wheeling and dealing on your multiple offers, and all of a sudden you go, we'll do inspections within 3 days, and then you're like, oh no, we can't find anybody to do. Or just because you just think you're going to save money, so you're going to use your cousin.
Okay.
Never a good idea. Have somebody that has some experience behind him that goes through the whole entire inspection process and know all your options for inspections, because there's more than just a home inspection. There's lead-based paint if it might be that type of scenario. There's mold, there's radon, there's termite. So if you're getting a loan, sometimes you need to have a termite inspection. That's part of that loan process as well. So make sure you know all your options and get them done. Also, be present for the inspection. That's another thing, is sometimes people are just like, yeah, I'm just going to send the inspector and then let me know, or they ask their agent to go. You really should be there for the inspection, because there's a lot of things that sound one way on paper and are going to sound different when you're standing there with the inspector.
Right.
Also, he's going to clue you in on maintenance items and how to care for the house, and where to find certain things and stuff like that. So it's really an educational process that you're going through as a homeowner. Being present. Seeing it for yourself is way better than reading the report.
Yeah.
We see people press the alarm button when they get these reports back that are typical items that we see over and over in an inspection. But when you weren't there, you weren't discussing it with the inspector, and you're reading it, and your mom reads it or your dad reads it, then everybody starts going, oh my gosh,
goodness,
don't
the house
buy
is
that,
falling
terrible.
down. Right, yeah.
Exactly. Being overly involved is an issue too. Sometimes, again, we have the family members come in, and dad wants to walk around with the inspector, and dad knows better than the inspector.
Look at this knob on this stove. This house is done. Right,
exactly. Yeah. And it's always great to have a conversation with your realtor and just kind of summarize what this inspection looks like to you. Is this something you see all the time? Is this something that's out of the ordinary? Because we do kind of have to point you in the right direction every once in a while, because people will freak out over something that's just a typical thing that comes up all the time, and we're able to resolve it. Follow the inspector and ask questions, and don't expect perfection. That's a big thing too, is every inspector is going to find something a little bit different. So, there's going to be, they're looking for the major items. They're looking for wear and tear. They're looking for maintenance things for you as well, and safety defects. But there are going to be things that are missed occasionally, and there's all kinds of disclaimers in the inspector's reports as well, because sometimes after you close on the house, something pops up, and then you want to go back and strangle the inspector.
Right.
But they're doing a once over from a arm's length view, and they're not really living in the house and having a bunch of history. So whatever they can see that day is what they're going to be able to find and put in the report. And some things pop up, some things do break after you close.
But I get that. But I also, as somebody who's like, why am I paying for this inspection if they can't give me all the stuff that I need to know to buy the house?
Well, for instance, here's an example. We had a situation once where the inspector did thorough inspection, the normal items as usual, and then noted, because you got to read the little, caveats, noted was unable to access blank part of the attic, whatever.
Right.
So, of course, later something came up in the attic, but the inspector flat out said, they can't take things apart.
Right.
They can't go into, take a piece of drywall down to get behind something. They can only see what's available to them without taking something apart.
Right.
So in that situation, there was some sort of electrical and insulation issue that was up in the area that wasn't inspected. So if that was an issue for the buyer that says, hey, this part wasn't inspected, then they should have went back to the seller and said, make that area available for inspection.
I hear you.
And then you can always bring the inspector back. People don't know that either. Ooh. So when you do, after the repairs are done, you pay an extra fee, but the inspector can come back through the walkthrough with you and make sure those items are all done properly, because that's usually what ends up happening is you think the inspector didn't catch something, but in actuality, the seller didn't repair it right, and you didn't realize it.
There you go. Good stuff. KathyHelbigGroup.com, 314-276-SOLD, 314-276-SOLD. Market's still booming?
It's crazy time right now. It's peak of the market, and everybody's rushing to buy. So
that's why you need somebody right there fighting for you. KathyHelbigGroup.com. Let her full team help you out. KathyHelbigGroup.com. Thanks.